What up, everyone? My name is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the Wheelhouse. I hope everybody is doing well. If you wouldn't mind, do me a favor, hit that subscribe, hit the like, select all so you get the notifications. And we just recently hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, so that's cool. That was a lot of work, to be honest. So hopefully it goes a little faster from 10,000 to 20,000. But I am happy. I believe it's a milestone and a good start. Go ahead and leave a comment if there's something specific you'd like to hear about. I just kind of wanted to do a little update. Today is Sunday. As you know, we are in a bear market across the board, crypto and stocks. Nobody can really say where the bottom is or if we have bottomed. There are bullish signals across the board coming in. On the indexes, I'm going to lean towards short-term rally and then a lower high and continued downtrend. The reason being is because I think it's June 1st. The balance sheet runoff takes place, and I think that's going to rattle the markets a little bit, unfortunately. That's why I've been trying to prepare everybody, and I did the bear market survival kit in the last video that I did, and there's some good tips in there about hedging and how to there's a risky maneuver in there to jump in off a bullish pivot to reduce your risk and then de-risk out of margin. There's ways to identify when to exit, when to enter. So just want to go through a few things here. Now, this is Bitcoin on the daily. You can see that we are below the 200. The HMA is red, curving down. The ribbon is red. The cloud is red. This is all bearish, okay? However, if you notice, the relative strength has bounced from a very low point, and it actually is starting to show some outperformance. Now, this blue line right here is, let's see if, I don't know if my head's in the way. Let me move it. This blue line coming up at an angle like that is really telling that we might get some bullish behavior in Bitcoin in the near term, okay, short term. That angle right there lets me know there's something going on here behind the scenes. Now, your stochastic low, okay, look across, look at my mouse and look at the dotted lines. Every time the stochastic gets down low like that and crosses, we tend to go up, okay? So as an example, here's one right here. It got low and crossed, and then we went on this whole rally, okay? It was low right here, and it crossed, and we went on this whole rally. So we're getting a similar setup here, okay? We're getting a very, very similar setup on all the indicators. The blue line is crossing on the dynamic trend. Once it crosses, this will go green. The MACD is the last to go. I call that the lock and key. It's the last one out of all the indicators. The vortex is the first. The MACD is the last. The stochastic is quite telling. And the RSI against the benchmark here, which I have as the Nasdaq, is starting to outperform, which is really good because the Nasdaq had a good day Friday. Also, Bitcoin had been algorithmically trading with the Nasdaq 100 for quite a while, 2-3 weeks, I believe. It was candle for candle, high frequency trading. As of Friday, it decoupled. The Nasdaq went up, it soared 4%, and Bitcoin actually was going a little bit down when that happened. So, it's decoupled. I think that might actually be a good thing to let Bitcoin thrive on its own merits. Now, I had made a video a couple of videos back. It was a long video, deep technical analysis on Bitcoin, and both of my targets were hit to the dollar on that. Okay, so I just want to go through what I'm thinking here on Bitcoin. Okay, so I had said it would come down to about 28,800. Okay, this line, and it did. It came a little below, and it's been going sideways, and now we're getting a little bullish behavior, which I just discussed in the indicators. Okay. Everything up top looks bearish for the overall trend, though. Now, it did fire off a buy on the daily. And if you watched the bear market survival kit, I said you don't want to average down or buy back in unless it fires off one of these buy signals on the daily. It did. So I ended up picking mine up right above. It was below 30,000. It was not in the 28s, though. It was in the 29s somewhere. I don't know where. Somewhere in the 29,000 range. I don't know if it was low, middle, or high, but that's where I picked it up. I didn't get it in perfect, but I also, in a bear market, I think safety is really important, and finding things like your buy signal and your indicators to flash. I'd rather be buying safely into something, because it's kind of like these ones are showing mostly good and these ones are showing mostly bad. So we're not quite getting a clear picture on what's going to happen. Now, I could tell you what probably would happen in either direction. So if we decide to go up, we're probably going to get our first stop at about 32,826.68. Okay. We're going to have a second stop at 34,281. Okay. That's bullish. Those are two bullish steps up. And then down, you're going to be looking at, well, you got one at 25,377. Okay, you got one a little lower at 24,240. You have one at 21,452, about 21,500. Okay, and then you have the lowest one, which is the bottom of this. Where'd I have it? It's 19,000. So. Yeah, it's right. Oh, it's this base right here. Right about 19,20,000. Okay, so the lowest 1920. If it does go low, you're looking at that 25, and then like the 21.5. If it goes up, you're looking at something around the 32,800. And then, of course, I could see this 34,000 area come into play. I will say we have made a little progress over the weekend, and actually we are right now bullish to the 1 hour. Let me show you what that looks like, because I know I talk about it a lot, but we haven't had many charts to show you that. Bullish to the 1 hour looks something like this, okay? Where you basically bounce, okay? You have kind of a strange, that's maybe a shoulder ahead, a shoulder, which is a bullish. It's bullish when you see that, okay? You're also coming off a pivot with multiple touches, and you fired a blue HMA, and this is the kind of action I'm looking for. Big directional candles. Of course, we want to see it bigger, and we definitely want to see it above the 200. But it is making progress, and the indicators are very bullish on the 1 hour already. Remember, if you want it to get bullish to the daily, the weekly, or the monthly, it's got to get to the 4 hour, the 3 hour, the 2 hour, the 1 hour, the 30 minute, the 5 minute, the 1 minute. It's got to start somewhere, right? So bullish to the 1 hour is progress. I do see a short-term rally here coming in. I don't know how long it will go. I don't think anybody can say that, but the fact that this is crossing, this is turning, this looks good. I like this. I love this. This is a very telling sign, because the vortex, and in the Discord and in my courses, you get all the coding and you get all the settings. And the way I have the settings on the vortex, it gets you in first and out first. Okay, it's really, really intuitive how that works. So as it crosses right here, it basically got you in on this candle, and then off you go. And as long as this blue line is staying above until it crosses, you don't really need to exit. And you can see that by, like, for instance, right here, if you follow the mouse dots up the screen, it says buy right there. Got a little shifty on this candle, and then it's kept you in, and it told you to get out right there, okay? And which also fired on the other indicator a sell signal. And if you would have listened to that, you wouldn't even have got really back in. A little trickery right here, which really confused me when it happened. But we did get a buy signal, and I really like a buy signal bouncing off a major support level. So I see a rally coming in. I don't know how long it could be or will be, but for now, this is a good time to trade it, and this is a good time to, you know, I mean, it's I bought some. I bought some. I will buy at that 24. I will buy at that 21.5, 21.7 area, and I will buy at 19 if it goes that low. But I don't want to, because you really don't know exactly where the bottom is. Now, I'll tell you right now, from what I can see on this chart, it doesn't look like it's bottom. I'm just going to be honest, because the HMA, where's my mouse? Is not moving. Did I lose batteries in the middle? Oh, there it goes. Okay, normally the HMA, it's going to come all the way down and it's going to curl when it's ready. Now, this thing is dropping pretty hard. Your cloud is dropping, your ribbon, everything is steep with it, okay? What you're looking for is something like this. You're looking for, it says get out, and when this goes red, you avoid this whole drop back, this whole pullback. It goes blue right here. It measures in a little bit of safety, okay? Obviously, you can do a little bit better, but that's pretty good for most people. And you stay in, you catch this whole rally, and it tells you to get out right here. So you caught this entire thing, which is a big move. It's like a $20,000 move, if I recall. And then, and I can't remember if it's this or all of this is 20 grand, but it was a lot. It was a good move. And this tells you. And so it tells you to get out right there. And when this goes red, I mean, look at this big pullback, okay? And then what I do is when you're in a downtrend, I don't go to the color. I default to the ribbon. And the ribbon stays red. And then when I got really excited when we got a blue ribbon here and a blue HMA in the direction of price action, and we did really well. We made money, but it ended up being a bull trap, and it failed because it was tied to the Nasdaq 100 and all the negative catalysts going on with the Fed and with the balance sheet runoff and interest rates and multiple other things as well. So it just couldn't catch a break, right? But the fact that it came down way low, as well as a lot of those indexes are bouncing off, I don't know that they are the most key levels of support, but they are levels of support from previous bases or previous swing lows from quite a while ago. And I went through some charts to take a look at that. So what I'm saying is with Bitcoin is I think that we're going to get at least a short-term rally, if not a full rally. But it looks like a short-term rally. It might be small and reject here. It might be bigger and reject here. It might go all the way and never stop. I don't really know. Nobody knows. But overall, if I were to predict it, I would say we're going to get a short-term rally this week. But overall, we're probably going to be coming down. I think it might be something like this, where it goes up and rejects and comes down, where this one goes up, rejects and comes down, and we make lower highs. And maybe we make our way down a little bit further. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But the thing is Bitcoin is here to last. Okay, it's not going anywhere but up over time. It's just that right now nothing is really safe. Doesn't matter if it's bonds, real estate, stocks, equities, crypto. They're all getting hit at the same time. That is why I always talk about the indexes. Green tides lift all boats, red tides sink all boats. Yes, you can stock pick, you can get those affirms and those squares and you can hit them, and I do as well. But when it's like this, it's best to just mess with the 5 indexes, which is the Dow, the SPY, the Nasdaq, the Russell, and Bitcoin. I call Bitcoin the Dow of crypto. Because all the alts are under it, and what happens to Bitcoin usually will move alts one way or another, up or down, depending on the happiness of Bitcoin. So that's what I think will happen with Bitcoin. Short-term rally, which means that we could come up to this level right here, which was that 32,750. I could also see us coming here to 34,281. I also could see us coming into this range right here of 37,498. And of course, if we really rally, we could get all the way to 39,489 on the upside. Downside, we're looking at, you're looking at about 25,451. You got that 21,500 area, and you got one a little lower, around 19,000, 20,000. So that's your up and down on that. Let's just go look real quick at the Dow. Okay. Now the Dow, as you know, I draw these lines in here to show the pivot points and keep track of our higher highs or lower highs. Either way, whatever's going on right now, we're making lower highs and lower lows. And you can see it's been pretty vicious, and I'm sure you can just feel it without seeing it. But This had an old base over here that started January 11th, 2021. And this red line, which I will mark as yellow right now just so we can see it, this base right here also had multiple touches in here, and it ended up being a pivot point, okay? So again, anytime that there's a pivot, it could be a bottom, all right? But typically with this type of steep drop, it's most likely going to be a rally and another lower high. You don't know. I can't know for sure, but usually these like red HMAs and being under the when you're first under the 200 and you first make a ribbon, you first get an HMA, usually it signals more, more pain to come. Of course, something crazy can happen and it could go way up, but the way the HMA works is it calculates the sum if greater than the mean, less than or greater than. So it'll keep you out like on the pullback. So it'll go blue when it's trending up, and then it'll basically get you out on a pullback, and then it'll get you right back in the uptrend. And it'll pull you out, and you just stay out of it until it comes back. Well, it hasn't come back yet. However, there's money to be made on the pivots. Probably safer to just stay out until you get really strong strength. And let's just take a look at the indicators. Now, the only indicator that really looks good is the stochastic. It is crossing low, and when it crossed low, it did it over here, and you can see we got a rally. It looks like over here, and we got a rally, a little pullback, but it kind of stayed up. See how I made this double top? Okay, same kind of thing here. This thing went up and then kept going up, and it's okay when it stays tight at the top. Actually, that can be good because it's still increasing. It's just that when it crosses and falls back down, you want to get out. You can also tell that because your vortex and your red triangles, of course, your cloud and other things on the screen. So yeah, this is heading up. It has not crossed. This has crossed. This still looks pretty bad. This looks bad, and this looks bad. It's a little easier for me to predict your short-term rally with Bitcoin with its current chart versus the Dow. However, one thing that you got to understand about the Dow is it went up 1.47%. Okay. Well, it's come down 13.22%. So 1.47% is only going to bend the vortex a little bit. It's not going to shoot it up with crazy momentum. So it's going to need another 1.5% to get this thing to cross and to actually signal that it's a little bit safer to come in. And remember, the MACD will always tell you on the 5 indexes, which includes Bitcoin, if there is space between it, a directional move, and blue histograms, and the blue line is above, it's safe to be in Bitcoin or crypto, typically, if you're looking at that on Bitcoin, the MACD. And same with the Dow. If you want any of the 38 companies, you want to be buying when this goes above, but you certainly want to get out when it crosses, okay, and for safety. Now, this has not crossed. It's still showing bearish, and there's a little curl there, a little curl, but it hasn't crossed. So it's a little hard to say, but if you notice, this thing bounced right off that pivot, which is good. So this would be a good time to springboard out and de-risk, like I was talking about in the bear market survival kit. Let's just go take a look at the SPY real quick. Remember, SPYs are top 500 companies. Again, a bounce off of a pivot. Okay, these are technical levels, and I drew the lines in so you could see that they technically really did bounce off of it. Now, good volume, not so good here. Getting better here. This looks great. Not so great here, not so great here. Remember, the MACD is always going to be the last one. It's the lock and key. Everything else is supposed to lock up, and then this comes in last. That's why we use the MACD on the indexes more than the stocks, because it is a looser indicator, but it is a safe indicator. I like using it on indexes more than specific stocks. High growth, Nasdaq, and some of the Russell, the vortex is really where it's at. Of course, the vortex is good all around. what I'm seeing here so far on the Dow and the SPY is there may be a bullish momentum that comes in. We did have a bullish pivot, but we have so much work to do to actually get a trend reversal. And your first trend reversal on the SPY is going to be way up here at 4,300. Okay, that's your first indication of a trend reversal. Remember, trend reversals are super important to the way that smart money and institutions are trained. Okay, when you come up here, even if it rejects and it starts making higher highs and higher lows, and finally comes and breaks above this previous swing high double top, and it gets above this, that's really bullish. This is a trend reversal. Okay, we're always looking for that kind of stuff. So if we can get all the way up to here and even reject off of it, great. Use your MACD and springboard out, put more money into your ones that are down. Take your 10%, double it, get 5%, triple it, get 2.5%, quadruple it, get 1.25%, go 5x, get 0.625 into momentum and springboard your way out, and you probably even be profitable by the time you get here, and then exit in the profit and de-risk, come out of margin. Because if it rejects, you're, not only do you have a rejection, but it could start doing this whole thing again, okay, which is likely. And until I see that ribbon and that HMA, start to kind of turn, that's probably your best perspective on that right now. We want to be hopeful, but we need to be logical and realistic, okay? Let's look at the Nasdaq. This is the one that got hit the worst. Also, bullish pivot. Did not come right off of a support. I went and I looked, and this one just kind of did what it wanted. It's not really lining up specifically. It is in a specific zone, but it is not really like the other ones. Bitcoin, the Dow, and the SPY definitely had a bullish pivot off an old base or a pivot low, whereas the Nasdaq is just free falling and kind of popping up out of a non-support area, so no man's land zone. Okay. However, I do like that this thing looks like if we get one more day, we're going to cross here. This could be changing on the MACD. It's still bearish. Stochastic's looking good on that one. Stochastic looks, and if you can catch a little baby one at the bottom like this, and then it runs all the way to the top, well, we can get paid. Vortex is tightening on the pinch on the that's looking better, and that move right there is showing some strength. You want it to cross the pink line, of course, but it's really hard to say. Without just being hopeful or emotional, what it's telling me is we have a good chance of a rally this week. I'm going to say on the indexes, we have a good chance of about, and this is only because I don't have complete information. I'm going to say we have a pretty good chance above 50%. I'm going to say probably 60-65% that we actually catch a little bit of a rally this week. And of course that leaves, 35-40% that we won't, but I do think we're going to get a rally, and I do think that the bear market is not over. In fact, I believe that the bear market is coming for the real estate market, and it's coming soon. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Lots of great stocks, lots of great momentum on Friday. SoFi was up 19%. Affirm, huge day on Affirm, ended 31.43. Let's look at a couple of them on the daily, and maybe I can let you know which ones actually look like they're going to rally, because not all of them do, but some do. Okay, Affirm looks. Okay, Affirm looks like it's going to continue to go up. Okay. Asana looks ready. SoFi, I know for sure does, because I bought another 1,000 shares. I got a lot of this. It's a pretty big investment, and it's done nothing but go down. And if we can catch it right here, I have nowhere left to go but up. And I have a lot of these, so I'm pretty deep in this one. Now, I'm not down as much as you guys might think on this one because I started buying, I think, on this yellow line. So it's painful. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not writing this whole thing down. I mean, I'm writing this thing down and already, quarter of the way back up. So I am down on it, but very good day, 19.26%. Peloton. Let's take a look at Peloton. Now, you just got the dynamic trend across and you're flashing green. It also looks like your MACD is going to, and your stochastic finally is turning. Vortex looking good and outperformance on, I think we are set to the Nasdaq right now. Looks good. Definitely can't trust it that we're coming out of phase 4 into phase 1. I thought that was happening more over here, but it's still kind of trending down, and you can tell right here. So take a ride up and de-risk. Remember, it's not about the price, guys. A lot of people think, oh, I have to get the $15 price. I have to get the $13 price. Guys, I'm going to tell you from experience, that is not the most important thing. Right now, the most important thing is safety and de-risking. I would much rather pay $25 for Peloton versus $15. I would much rather pay $25 for Peloton, knowing that all the ribbons are blue, the HMA is blue, we make it blue clouds, we're above the 200, we are bullish. We are bullish, we are running hot, we are good. I'd rather buy at 25 and go all the way to 60 than buy at 15 and have a huge what if it's going to fall and take 9 months before it gets back to 15. Safety is important in a bear market. De-risking and safer plays. It's not about the price right now. It's just simply not. Trust me, these things have come down 200-300%, 400-500%, some of them 1,500%. It is, the difference between $10 and safety is I mean, it's no question in my mind, especially if you buy it $10 higher and then it goes on for $300. So you make $300 versus $310, but you have 80% more safety built in. I think that's a better situation. Upstart's been really, really showing some good stuff lately, but we can't endorse it quite yet. Coin got wrecked. I remember when I wanted Coin at like $212 or something, and look at it, it's at $67. Coin's not ready. Lucid. Okay, now Lucid is showing some strength. Okay, so we got Lucid, Peloton, SoFi, and Affirm, and Asana. Those look good. Palantir. I know their earnings. People did not like their earnings. I still like Palantir a lot. And I like CrowdStrike. I like companies like this to invest in. Yeah, Palantir might make you some money off a little pivot here. Unity, another one that got wrecked. No. You guys probably don't know this one. This is Amtx. This one that I trade. This one does all the oil for United Airlines and JetBlue and stuff like that. All the gas, basically. Square. Yeah, maybe. Not perfect. Now DraftKings is looking better. See how it crossed, and it's crossing. When you get all of them together, that signifies a higher probability. So look, I'm not going to make it super long. Let's look at a couple more just real quick. Plug Power, been beaten to hell. That's not a go yet. Atom, crypto. Atom is showing some strength. I just think with crypto, you want to be careful and you want to focus on, maybe some of the bigger ones like the Bitcoins and Ethereum, and let some of the alts do what they're going to do and start showing some strength before getting overly invested. The Terra Luna situation is tough on everybody, and I think it's going to create additional regulation. I already saw Janet Yellen talking about it, and yeah, so we'll see where that goes. Now, Neo is also showing strength. So it looks like you had Lucid and Neo, so some of the EVs. So it'd be interesting to see if Tesla is back on track. Another one that was showing some strength. No, not yet. Not on ChargePoint. Now Zim is looking good. Now Zim looks ready. You can even tell blue HMA. That's kind of like a impulse bull flag, and then off to go. And look at this, boom! I mean, you could get all the way back up to $91, and you're at 63. I mean, that's $30. It's a huge gain, guys. Earnings coming, indicators looking pretty good. So look, Affirm, Asana, SoFi, Peloton, Lucid, Palantir's close, DraftKings, Neo. Let's look at Tesla. Still a little indecisive on Tesla. Let's look at PayPal. Getting closer, still indecisive. So look, you do have some that are like go, 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 like SoFi. Let me show you the difference. Okay, so Tesla, let's go find Tesla again. I'll just show you the difference. Okay, so Tesla, red HMA, but it just curved. And then remember, the middle of the curve is where it shows the reversal. And usually they have a long ways to go down. I actually think that Tesla could come down a lot further. And then when it goes up, it's going to rally hard and it's going to get to all the numbers we think it will. But it's held up well, but it's a victim to the indexes and a victim to the whole market. And but it has held up well. But this is what I'm showing you. Still red, hasn't crossed. Still purple, hasn't crossed. This has crossed. This is not. This is not. Okay. This is red cloud under the 200, red HMA. So if you add them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 8 out of 9 that are bearish on Tesla. But when I go over to SoFi as an example, let's go see where that would be. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And out of this, you have 9 out of 10, 11, 12. So you got 9 out of 12. So you're doing better on SoFi, okay, because Tesla only has 1 out of 9. And SoFi has 9 out of 12. And there might be, I think there's a couple things that I didn't count on Tesla. Actually, if I counted it the same, it would be Tesla has 1 out of 12, whereas SoFi has 9. So Tesla hasn't come down as far. SoFi has come down really far. Sometimes those ones that are oversold and overbeaten, when there is a rally, they'll be the first ones to get accumulated, and you can just simply tell by that percentage, okay? So look, I'm going to leave it there. I do think we have a short-term rally, but I want you to be cautious and keep an eye on rejections and indicators and just the overall feel and sentiment for the market this week, okay? Thank you for watching to the end, and welcome to the Wheelhouse.